Go. Well, you bring up something now.
Okay.
It will just start with you talking.
Okay, yeah. So, about me, I'm a pretty analytical person. Obviously, I did civil engineering, so I like...
What do you mean, obviously? This has not been brought up publicly ever.
No, I mentioned it at the beginning.
Did you?
I studied civil engineering.
Bro, I don't know.
Anyway,
Maybe I wasn't listening.
But yes, I deal with a lot of, technical stuff and just math and just really boring shit in general. So
Complete opposite to me.
Yeah. But that's why I love like comedy and things like that a lot. Like it's a really... it's a way to just kind of get away from all that really...
It's a very good, like, divider between worlds.
Exactly, yeah. I'm not going to come across engineering and shit and just, like, it's going to be, like, just, I can turn my brain off and just have fun kind of thing. Same with, like, gaming, like, watching TV shows and anime and things. But, yeah. That's also where I picked up, like, I've recently started doing photography as well.
Yes, very good. I'm familiar with your work. Sometimes I'm in it, sometimes I'm not.
Yeah, you're a good model. Like,
oh, thank you. See, that's I'm going to put that on my resume, actually. Good model.
So, my final, because in uni I had electives, but they had to be course electives, so it was all to do with engineering when I did them. But I had one actual university elective where I was allowed to do whatever the fuck I wanted, and that was in the final semester of my final year.
Very good.
So, I was getting into... originally I got a telescope, and that kind of got me thinking about like, optics and things like that. And then it just literally went from there to getting a camera. And then, I started this like elective, and I learned about all the fundamentals of photography, and I was like, I really like this. Like,
this is where you started spying on women across the street.
No. Absolutely not. No.
Sorry, you're spying on men across the street. My bad. All right, I'll get it right next time.
Spying.
At least not publicly.
No, but I follow a few photographers on Instagram and things, and I was really interested in it, the whole like art form in general.
Yeah.
And then once I got to it, I fell in love with it. I was like, this is the most fun creative outlet I could have gotten into for myself. And then slowly I started like learning about just generally like everything to do with it, and then I started learning about cinematography and things like that too, like filmmaking and video making and things like that. I'm not quite there yet with that stuff, but I am pretty decent, I'd say, with my photography, even with my limited experience.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like you can submit your shit to National Geographic, and no, like actually, like there's like have you ever actually photographed an animal or nature? Oh no, you have done nature shots, like animals and shit, or
yeah, I've done birds like close up and stuff like that.
Bro, if you slip that in, no one would know.
Yeah. So for me, it's like. Yeah, I got into that, and I've just been kind of find like what things I like to shoot and stuff. And one of my mates loves cars, so I went with him for a lot of car meets and took photos of cars and stuff. And they're actually really good, like photos. Like, but I didn't know that myself until people started telling me, like, bro, like people were telling me I should charge money for the photos I was taking to people, and I was like, you should, I should, but I don't want to. Like,
okay, that's fair. That's noble. This is how artists die poor, actually.
Yeah, here's the thing. This is purely a creative outlet for me. I feel like the moment there starts to be money involved, it's going to feel like work. And then it's not the same feeling. Like,
think of the money as a bonus then.
Okay, like I don't mind thinking about that, but I'm not quite there yet. For me, I'm still messing around and playing around with stuff.
And this is where we segue into photography on levels 1 to 10. No. I'm not going to fucking do that to you. But what level would you? No.
I am like... Well, I wouldn't say I'm a beginner, but like I'm slowly between beginner and intermediate for sure.
Yeah.
Because like I understand like composition and like some of all the like technical. That's the thing. The technical stuff of the camera I picked up like instantly because I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But the part that really struggled with was the creative aspect of it, because I remember in the class I was with.
Yeah.
I was like lost when these people were talking about when they were looking at images and describing it.
Was that because they were using technical terms to describe it?
No, I just couldn't physically understand how they came to the conclusions they were coming to. Like,
right. So,
I'll give you an example.
Go ahead.
So our teacher puts up a picture that was taken of a woman, and she's like, it was like her upper body, and she was naked, and she'd like covered her arms across her body in a certain way to make it look pleasing. So I look at this image and I just see a woman, she's got no clothes on, and she's just looking kind of into the camera. She looks a bit sad, okay? Right? That's what I see, okay? And next minute, the person, he asks, like, what does someone say? Someone goes to start talking. This chick starts talking, right? She starts going, oh, yes, you could see the sadness which is extended into the nakedness of her body and her soul, and you could see the crushingness of her surrounding. And I'm thinking, what the fuck? I am not seeing the same picture right now. Like,
bro, it's like you're talking to people who are speaking in art.
Yes,
like it's like borderline like the pretentious shit.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, bro.
All this shit went straight over my head. So that's the stuff I struggled with, and I'm like trying to figure out more. But yeah, it was so that's actually kind of the fun thing about art. It's like just endless because it's just imagination and interpretation.
See, to some people that's interesting because you were talking before about how it was all your head is at like math logic, being an engineer, and the exact opposite side of that is still like photography, art, like. It's up to interpretation. It's not logic. It's just like it's thoughts and feelings and shit like that. That duality is interesting.
Yes, it's funny that you bring up duality.
Yes,
because there is a little bit of art to like engineering and things like that, but it's very much for a purpose.
Right.
Like that's the idea. It's to achieve a goal and to fix a problem. Whereas in art, it's like it's unbound. It's meant to be like left to the imagination and interpret and stuff. So as I said, this was excuse me. This was meant to be an escape for me, something to just, shift my mind into. And I love that aspect of it, the technical with the like creative and art side of it. And that's why I like named my Instagram page Dichotomous Dad, because it was a dichotomy of two like extremes, basically.
Interesting. So you need to be confident in your plugs, because I heard you like Dichotomous Dazz. What is the Instagram page? I'll give you a second shot.
Okay. It's Dichotomous_Dazz.
Okay. Yes. Fantastic. All right. So if you enjoy looking at photos on a photo platform, then that is where to go, I guess. I'm there too sometimes. That's my stake in this. Bro, actually, I don't promote much shit on here. I tried to get Moss, actually, to promote what YouTube video he was working on, to then put pressure on him to finish it, because he's been doing it for like 6 months. And it's not really working. So this is also a public call out. Moss, finish that fucking video. I swear to God, all right? You're doing good, but you need to do good, better, faster. Even if no one watches it, this is for you, okay? Do you have anything you want to call him out on? Because I believe you do.
Oh, it's going to change the subject dramatically, though.
We'll
circle back to it.
Okay.
But
this is to
I'll just finish off this point. But yeah, basically, right now I haven't really been promoting the page as much because I'm still like kind of in the learning and.
You've come to the right place. This is a very popular platform.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So at the moment it's a bit quiet on the post, but it will pick up in a few months, I reckon. Because I got some other stuff I've just got a priority on at the moment. Yeah. But I still take photos. Just because I'm not uploading them doesn't mean I'm not like having fun experimenting with it.
Of course.
Like I found. Things I got into this because I hated being in photos, so I love taking.
That's the
photos.
best place to be. Then you got to be behind the camera. Then,
but it's also I'm also struggling because I need models for photos. Like, and it's just I don't know. I'm still getting used to like asking people to take photos of them. Yeah. It's not always like some people aren't comfortable with that. Like, it's different when it's just your mates and you're taking a selfie or something on the night out. Yeah. But it's another thing when you're actually trying to like, you're trying to fulfill an image in your head. So like I've taken photos of Josh, obviously. Before, he's always a good sport about it. Like I've literally directed him to stand in the middle of the road.
Yeah, bro, I'll do that. I will stop traffic. I will jump in front of a bus for a good photo. All right, don't tempt me.
And it's hard to see in the moment, but I think he can say the results speak for themselves.
Oh, absolutely, dude. I was like, anytime that we're out and I know you've got a camera, like I'm looking for shit the same way you're looking for shit. Obviously, you see it in a different eye, but like it's fun. I enjoy it too. Like, I like being in photos.
It's a lot of fun. I do enjoy it. And even my brother's the other person I go to for taking photos. Like he's just, I don't know why, he just naturally just looks good on the camera. like he just does. And even like his last 6 Instagram posts, 3 of them were pictures I took. Like, so.
Do you get credit for it though?
Yes. So generally my mates will tag me in the photo that I take of them. And that's appreciated always. Helps just spread the name and get people like knowing.
So that they can not give you any money.
Yes. Yes, I don't do it for the money. I do it
like literally, there's no money involved. You're actually losing money on this.
It doesn't mean I won't do it in the future. It's just I'm not in a place where I feel comfortable taking money for it.
Okay.
Because that has inherent like
not repercussions, but sort of.
No, just like expectations. Like,
right. Okay.
And I can't guarantee that. That's the thing. Like, I'm just as much figuring this out.
Well, I mean, if as long as other people see, hey, yeah, that's good, you can just be like, yep, shut up. Don't say, oh, this is wrong, this is bad, this is good. You say, yes, this is good, you're right, you're 100% correct. $50, please. Yeah, you can get away with that, I think, but no, you could. Okay.
But yeah, eventually I might do it. Like once I'm like comfortable and stuff with it, because I've got all the camera stuff, but I'm still working on like editing and things like that. That stuff is still tricky. Like that takes a lot of time to do.
Yeah.
And also like, you know, it has to be something of quality. If I'm getting paid for it, I want to be happy that it's like the best work I could do, and whoever's paying needs to be happy that what they're receiving.
That's important, I think, with anything that you do.
Yeah. So I don't want to half-ass it or like do something and then I'd rather just keep practicing until I feel comfortable to go that extra step. And yeah, like recently I just started like trying filming like stuff, like trying to make videos and stuff. My brother just released a video of him doing a surfing trip, and it looked nice. I didn't do the edit for it, but he did it. But the actual footage came out really well. But yeah, it's just photography is one of those fun creative outlets I've just found for myself.
Yeah, bro, you should keep going. Yeah. Like it's good, and you've got something to show for it too. Yeah, it's funny because I remember the first lesson I did of it, my teacher was like, people are kind of saying photography is a dying art form, but we'll see. Yeah, that's actually completely wrong, because social media is alive and well. Yeah. And social media is full of, well, media, and photography is a form of media. Instagram is one of the most popular apps ever. Yeah, but at the beginning, Instagram was a photo app. Where do you see it now? True, and now it's like it's people like advertising shit, but it's still in the form of photos. Not even that. There's a lot more TikToks and Reels and stuff. Like I reckon they dwarf the amount of photos that get posted to Instagram. Yes, depending on what side you are on the Instagram, like that's true. Yeah, like the platform. It depends on what kind of content you see. Like I'm sure if you follow a lot of photography pages, you see a lot of photography reels. Yeah, and videos and shit, but that really just depends on your own personal preference. But maybe your teacher meant it's dying in as like people being interested in it to create rather than to view. Because I'm sure everyone fucking loves looking at photos. But yes, but yeah, it's interesting, and it's I think from his perspective, he was talking more like, you think of like art galleries and things like that, like photography in those settings is not as common as it used to be. But it really depends, because it's hard to say, because I follow a few photographers in various industries. Like, I follow Formula 1 photographers, like just, Instagram photographers, like artists that actually like go on to put on a gallery of work and things like that. And it is quite varied, and it's interesting to see where the audiences will go to between them. I mean, you could even there's photographers and news agencies and things too. Like they're capturing like in the moment things of like current events and stuff. Yes. And sometimes it's the story in those images is more important than the actual like photography, like technical. I mean, you know what I mean? Like the creative aspects of the tour is not as important as the actual like story you're trying to capture. Yes. Yeah, I understand exactly what you mean. Yeah. Do you reckon you could move on from photography? Because you said you were dabbling in filming as well. Yeah. Like, the furthest reach of filming that you could go on without being mainstream, like Hollywood filming, would be like, I guess news filming. Does that kind of fit in? Kind of. I don't know. For me, I was gonna just go into like YouTube videos, just like vlogging, just fun projects, basically. Yeah. Similar stuff to what my brother just did with this little surfing trip. Like like just fun things, like just to share like a small like story with like people and my mates, kind of. Yeah, just for the hell of it, fun of it. Yeah, fuck it, why not? This is another creative outlet kind of thing. Because that's something I've thought about a lot. Is like, how do we preserve our memories? Like, when you think about it, like, as kids, we all had the picture books, and your mum and dad would tell you the stories of like the trips you'd go on and stuff. But these days, everything is just kind of online, and which like, it does have its pros and cons. Yeah, I think. Would you say more pros or more cons? Well, how many thousands of images do you have on your phone, like that are stored on hard drives and true, like all of them? Are you really going to go like through them all one day and be like, oh yeah, these are good old days and stuff? Bro, hey, let's go. Hey, look, little Jimmy, look at this meme. Yeah, exactly.
So for me, it was like I was trying to figure out a way to catalog my life in a way that would be interesting and more accessible. So I was going to try and make some photo albums and things like with the photos I take. Like I've already started like collating photos and things, but videos was also another way to like share memories and stuff. And once I want to get fluent enough with it that I could just do it on the whim, like whenever I go on a trip or something, like just to do a quick video just to summarize the trip and stuff and just share some moments rather than just having to go off memory and just photos like that.
If you get an audience from doing that, you got to be careful not to get caught up in the audience, because it's having someone watch what you're doing changes what you do, whether you like it or not.
I've heard this. Yes.
Yeah.
Where you shift from creating stuff for yourself to creating stuff to get views, like,
and you can. It's very apparent, especially if you've got. Even if like, all right, you start your first thing in year 1 and then your next thing in year 5. The comparison, like even if it's the same quality, which I wouldn't, because it's a 5-year experience difference, but just like what the thing in question is, even if nothing's being defined, like I'm not defining right now, it's you'd see the difference if it was like, okay, thing 1 was made for me and thing 5 was made for someone else. It's again, I forgot where I was going with that, but
no, you're right. Yeah, like I've seen it in a few like Instagram pages and things where like, you know, they've got there's something that I found a video of and it's gone like viral, like really catchy or whatever. Yeah. And then I click on their page to see what else they've done, and it's like they've done like the most recent videos are all similar to the video that went viral. Yeah. And then if you go down a bit more, it'll be some random stuff they've been doing, just like, and it was like you can see where they went viral, like the point where they shifted their entire like creativeness.
I mean, if it happened to you, would you shift it? Like if you did something that was viral, in your head, conscious or subconscious, you'd be like, yeah, I need to do something similar to that again.
Yeah, I guess. Like, but it depends on the type of content as well.
Oh yeah, but like we'd have to define that what the actual content was.
Well, for me, because I told you, for me, it would be something like a vlog or like just a fun story to tell. All right. But I don't see it going viral because for me, like, remember my purpose about doing this was to try and create like a little snippet of my life kind of thing. Yeah. To look back on in the future. Whereas some of these people are doing certain things to go viral, which is, I don't know, it's a different mindset. So
doing something to go viral, I only partially agree with, because that just applies to what I'm trying to do. But I understand what you mean with yours.
No, but yours is, you're like trying to be a performer. Like your goal is to create in a giant audience.
That's
like,
true.
Like my goal is to just like have fun and just share a little bit about it. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, okay, so you've probably seen the TikToks and the reels of who's the guy that does the drone around himself and he's dancing? You've seen this, yeah?
Nah, bro, my TikTok's not full of dancing.
Okay, but the guy is like, he's got the song Stay with that guy and Justin Bieber. You haven't seen this? It's like, and it's like,
I don't know what you mean.
Okay, so this, I'm surprised, but I can show you later. But
yeah, please.
The whole, like, basically this guy, he does a TikTok where he has a drone and you can set the drones to do like fly patterns. And he basically has it like orbit around him in a circle. While the camera focuses on him the whole time. And he just dances while the drone goes around him. And then he puts this popular song with Justin Bieber in it over it. And he went viral for some reason. For some reason he went viral. Yeah. And then basically after that, all the videos that came after that were just him doing the same thing with just like different people in different locations and different settings. But it's like, how far can you go with that? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because you run out of, I guess, content.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
and I haven't seen this guy for months now, like since that happened. Whereas there's another guy I follow, you might have seen him, but his name is, it's Daniel Mack, I think is his name on Instagram. No. But he does this thing where I think it's just his phone, but he'll walk up to like expensive cars or crazy looking cars and he'll just be like, hey, what do you do for a living? This car's really cool. And then they'll tell him, oh, like, you know, I don't know, like I'm a, you know, economist or some shit, like, or a YouTuber or someone does OnlyFans or some shit, and he's like, oh, that's really cool, like, I haven't noticed that. It is like quick 7-second video, like that's it, that's the whole video. Okay. Like, and he's doing the same thing over again, but for him, his content's not going anywhere because as long as it's a different car and a different person, he can just keep doing it for as long as it takes. Like,
yeah, and that's if he enjoys doing that, fuck it, go for your life. Yeah.
And I don't think it's really bothering him too much. There's like a 10-second video he's doing every now and then.
Well, I mean, if someone walked up to you, you'd still panic and be like, oh shit, like if we were in the street.
I think that's part of it as well, because he captures the reaction of the people when he just rocks up at their car.
Like, whoa, shit, yeah. But also there's the people who like expect that, who bought that car for that attention, and they're ready to go. Like they know what they're doing.
So it's an interesting thing like thinking about like people who create content, and you know, do you do it to go viral or do you do it to create something you actually want to create? Like
both. The correct answer is you got to do it for both, sort of.
I can respect that, yeah.
More for yourself, but you got to have a mix of both. I reckon 70-30.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's where my opinion stands. Yeah, no, that was a very good closer. Like for like that conversation before I tried to get you to call out Moss. So yeah, no, I'm glad that you like put the pin in that and you're like, no, let's finish that because no, that was good. Yeah, go. What's your call out? Because I heard briefly about this and I was like, no, stop, save it because
Moss. Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys know about Moss, yeah? I'm pretty sure you understand his kind of like nature.
You know what he's like. You've only heard about 7 hours of him. Yeah.
Well, I haven't heard all the podcasts yet, but I'm guessing has he talked about Dragon Ball a lot?
Only once, I think. It might have only been once, but yeah, he's a big Dragon Ball.
Myself am a big anime fan, and I love like all variety of animes, like from fighting to like dramas, slice of lives, to like romance and things like that. Only thing is, in my group of friends, no one else likes anime except for Moss. And
now, what sort of animes does he like? Like what? Because you've listed the kind of categories that you gravitate towards too. So what does he gravitate towards?
Moss is a big fan of Dragon Ball, so he loves like kind of those fighting animes a lot. But even then, he's like, I'm only into Dragon Ball. Like, that's the main thing I live for. And I'm like, that's fair enough. And I've always, like, whenever I talk to him and stuff, I always ask, like, oh, have you checked out this, like, fighting anime that's, like, really popular? He's like, oh, yeah, I've heard of that. I've watched a little bit of it. But it always comes back to he's like, quite obsessed with Dragon Ball, okay?
That's putting it very lightly. Very fucking lightly. Yeah.
Like, he reads the manga. He's, like, up to date on everything. He knows everything about Dragon Ball. Like, I'm pretty sure you could ask him about some random episode 4 years ago, and he will remember it, like, in detail.
I could test him on this end if I'm, like, even slight, because he knows that I'm not about that, right? Yeah. If I find, like, rewind it 4 years, find a spot, say a quote from this thing, he'll be like, bro, like, even if I get it wrong on purpose just to piss him off, he'll correct me and it'll be very funny, I think. So I'm gonna leave that as a mental note to try and do, and I'll get back to you on how that goes. But what's your gripe?
Here's the thing. So it was a couple of nights ago, we met up at Josh's house for like a party, and I was talking to Moss about this recent anime I watched. It's called Jujutsu Kaisen. And it's really popular because it's like a fighting anime, but it also has like a bit of a horror element to it. The series came out I think over a year ago, and it was actually more popular than Squid Game, like worldwide, which is
I don't think that's possible. To be honest.
No, it was like because Squid Game really hit like like American and like all the English speaking markets like crazy. But the thing you got to think about is Asian film and like TV series and stuff, like they go popular in Asia as well. Like there's a huge market there for like Asian films,
and Asia is a big place. I've heard.
And obviously Japanese anime is massive, like in terms of following, like around the world. Like you'll like obviously like there's heaps of like it's popular in South America, Europe. Like I don't know about Africa, but I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, and especially Asia. So yeah, I was not surprised that this show Jujutsu Kaisen was like more popular than Squid Game because of like the worldwide following of anime. So yeah, anyway, I was telling how I watched the show.
I gotta beep that. I'll make a note.
Sorry.
I thought I said it too. That's why I made note. It's so tough. Look, sorry. I
was telling Moss.
Yes.
Should I just start from now?
No. I'm gonna leave that in, but I'll beep it.
Okay. So I was telling Moss about how I watched the show Jujutsu Kaisen, and I also watched the recent movie that came out, and he was like, "Oh, that's really cool." He's like, because he's only watched the first few episodes. And then I proceeded to tell him about some of the other really like fun fighting animes I'd watched.
Yep.
And then I was just like, oh, screw it. Let me just show you my like watch list on Crunchyroll. So I was showing him the list, and he was like, oh yeah, I've heard all these ones. These are really good. And then I was like, I have some like other animes in that watch list, which are like slice of life and romance ones.
Yep.
And I was just like, hey, like, have you checked these out before?
Let me make another note of the timer. Oh, bro, it's alright. It's for his own good.
This is hard.
It is very difficult.
I've actually known Moss longer than I've known Josh. So
That's true, actually,
this is very hard for me to do because I have to go by his usual name.
Yeah.
It's just second nature.
Yeah, it's alright. If he decides to be done with it, then he's done with it. But if not, let him have his thing.
Right, I'm gonna try and I'm too excited right now.
Yes.
to filter it.
Should I just I'll write. What I'm gonna do is in my notes, giant font. I'm gonna write his name, right? And now I'm gonna turn the phone like this, sideways, and this is gonna be your reminder.
That actually would help a lot.
All right, fantastic. Here we go.
Anyway, yes. So I had some other animes in my list, and I was like, yo, Moss, have you seen some of these other animes? I don't know if you'd be interested in them. And he, to my surprise, was like, actually, yeah, Darren, I have checked out some of these slice of life animes and things like that. And he's like, I'm kind of getting into these like high school like drama animes. And this
is a surprise to me
this
too.
This fucking blew my mind because it's funny. And like even like some of the romance ones he was saying he was thinking about watching. Because, you know, as you know, Moss is like one of the most misogynist, the
most misogynistic, the most racist. He's the worst.
Like, so in my head, I'm fucking dying of laughter, and I was like dying to tell Josh about this too.
Yeah.
But he was like, "No, bro, save it for the podcast.
That's so good. This is so good."
And
I knew I could trust you with like leaving it for me for this. And he's gonna hate this.
Yeah, and the thing was, I'm pretty sure he told me in confidence, but it was too funny to not say.
Oh, that's gonna be so good.
But here's the thing. He shouldn't feel bad because there are great shows. Like they're actual, like when you, like some of these shows, like some people get the wrong idea about animes like this, where they think it's like really weird or anything, but it's not. It's very normal. Like it'd be like the equivalent of someone liking Friends or something. Like it's those kinds of like everyday life shows, but just in a cartoon format.
Yeah, but, like don't get us wrong. Like we support Moss in all his creative, his creative choices and decisions of what to watch and what not to watch, what to believe and what not to believe. But no, it's worth bringing up. This part of the show is actually just for Moss, and he's gonna either hate it or love it. So we'll see.
This is my first gripe, but not really a gripe.
No, this is a call out. This is a call out. Bro,
this is something I'm proud of him for. Like,
yeah, no, yeah. This is a good job, Moss.
This feels like a growing moment for Moss.
Yeah,
like, he's exploring other avenues.
Yeah,
because now I can get onto my real gripes with Moss.
Okay, all right. Let's hear it.
So, because he's a misogynist.
No, he's not really a misogynist.
He's not, we joke, but like I love gaming. I game on PlayStation and PlayStation 5 and stuff. Like there's a few great games like Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West, which are like is one of my favorite series of all time. And Moss hasn't played it because he doesn't like there's a female lead.
Oh,
the game.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It's
and it burdens me.
Yeah. No, and it should. Like it's a terrible take, and I've told him to just ignore it. Like just pretend it's a man in a wig if you absolutely have to.
And honestly, it's not that big of a deal.
And also, it doesn't matter either.
It doesn't really matter. The main point of the game is to fight robot dinosaurs. Like,
yeah, it's
who the fuck cares about the gender of the main character?
Yeah,
like,
apparently Moss. Yeah. But I've tried convincing him to play it as well. Like I've even offered him one of my copies because I've got two because one of them had a scratch and I've forgotten which one is the one that crashes after 30 minutes. So I'm gonna try not to give him that one because he'll just complain that the game performs bad if that's the case. But
the annoying part is it's like a game that's right up his alley.
Yes,
like,
I know. We know that he'll like it.
It's sci-fi enough that he's going to be like way into it. But this one detail is throwing him off badly.
Yeah.
So that was for Horizon.
Actually, it's funny because when we loaded up GTA Online on PC after playing it for years on PlayStation, we said, all right, you can join our group, but only if your character is female. So, of the guys that play GTA Online on PC, we're all women characters, and I think he hates it. Like, there's some burning hatred, but also, not really, but also maybe a little bit.
That's
so,
good.
It's possible to get him to play games as a female character, so maybe he just hates redheads.
That could be it.
Maybe that's what it is.
She's pretty forward. Like she does not take shit in the game either.
Maybe that's what. Maybe it's But if I say he wouldn't know it then because he hasn't played the game.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'll address this with him. I'll call him. It's like, hey, why are you sexist? Actually, you know what? I might call him out. If he answers the phone, this will be very funny.
Wait, do you want to finish the other gripes first? Because then you can just bombard him.
Yes. All
Okay.
right. Let's go.
Because that's just one game. Like Horizon is just one game with a female lead.
Yep.
Now he did play Last of Us, the first game, and loved it, and that was good because I mean the main character that focused on was Joel, which was a strong male character, and it was very like emotional and dark. Now the second game, which people waited 10 years for, basically came out, and it was focused on the other character Ellie.
Yes.
Now, this is a bit of a different story, and I respect the studio for going a different route. Like, they could have just gone, like, mindless zombie killing and things like that. But no, they wanted to tell a really emotional story from a female perspective. And they did that.
Hang on, are you doing spoilers or not?
No spoilers.
Okay, good. Just checking.
It's, like, just really broad, like, explanation of the game.
Right, fantastic. Good.
But, basically, yes, because it's a female lead, Moss didn't exactly play the game entirely.
I think he still bought it though.
He got it because he was expecting something like the first game, and it was not like the first game at all.
No. I know all about the game as well.
Yeah,
and
I'm only 3 chapters in, so don't spoil anything.
All right, I won't spoil it. As if you haven't been spoiled.
No, I'm good at avoiding spoilers generally.
Yeah,
speaking.
Fuck. All right, good on you then.
Yeah, like I didn't play the game until 6 months after it came out, basically.
Shit, and you went unspoiled.
Unspoiled.
Because that shit was everywhere. That was like when Last Jedi first came out, which is another movie that hates. That God damn it! It's bad. All right, I'm writing it down. All right, it's another movie. It's a movie that Moss hates, and it's also got a female lead. We're sensing a pattern.
Yes.
But also, I do kind of agree that it's not a very good movie. We won't get into it. Maybe I'll trigger him while we're on the show.
Look, I don't mind him hating on stuff, but I don't like it when he doesn't give it a chance to begin with. Like you need some basis for your argument.
Yes, and that's a fair enough like give and take there.
Yeah, exactly.
But he just goes no.
Yeah.
All right, so let me write a list of things to call him out on the phone. So it's like, what did I say? Like, oh yeah, why are you sexist? Okay, done. And what was the second question of interrogation? Was it about Last of Us? We should be like, hey, why
don't you like female leads in games? Because it was both Horizon and Last of Us, and I actually have no idea why he doesn't like God of War, the fourth game.
In one sentence or less. All right, I'll tell him because otherwise he'll be here talking.
Yeah.
And all right, in one sentence or less, why do you hate female lead characters?
Because I don't know. Does it extend to TV shows too?
No. He's been watching Buffy and Angel a lot recently. So
because that's why it blew my mind when he was like watching some of these animes, because the characters are like portrayed like children mostly. So
now hang on, there's some questions there. Then I don't want to throw them
because it's a high school setting, so it's like
Well, then that comes down to character. Like we know, like there's some non-public, very very discreet information about. No, I'm not going to say that. I might accidentally say something like, no, bro, you can delete that. So no, I won't get into that. But okay, well, I want one more question for him when we call. Otherwise, we've got 2.
Do you want to ask about God of War?
Yes, yeah. Because what's it called? I think he doesn't like it because of
they changed it.
Yes, so he was a bigger fan of the earlier God of War games.
Yeah,
and because it's a departure from that, change equals bad.
He said the same thing about the Dragon Ball series. Because I got into Dragon Ball with the new series, Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah,
but he started with Dragon Ball Z. And I know there's differences, but for me, it's like I started with the new stuff, so that's what I'm used to and what I fell in love with.
Yeah.
So it's not, I don't really understand how, because obviously he's fallen in love with the old stuff, so it must be different,
Yeah, so it's the same point of view, but from a different perspective.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. I also like that phrase a lot.
Yeah. Although, God of War I can kind of understand, whereas the first 3 games were very violent, which is just brutal, for brutal's sake. And they took a different turn in the 4th game where they made it a bit more emotional, focus on the story. It was still gory. I
don't think the gore was the problem. I think maybe it was characterization.
Okay, yeah.
I
don't know how far he's into
about the God of War stuff. I'll get him to bring his points up next time he's on.
I have one selling point for him for the new game. It's like one of the side missions is literally to kill women.
That's a good point, actually. That's a very good point. And it's not just, it's about 9 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it. Is it
like
nine?
when
Is
I
it
fought,
nine? Yeah, it's
when I fought them, you would have thought I was a misogynist.
And you know what? That's an excellent point. So we'll bring that up with him. I'll make that a note as a separate thing.
The final boss battle. Oh my god!
I
wanted to punch the screen. Oh my god!
Yeah, I remember that one being a real struggle. The Valkyries were a pain.
Can I tell you what happened to what Sheldon did?
Yes. Yeah.
So he struggled. Because he played on Give Me God of War from like the beginning.
Yep.
And he struggled on the final Valkyrie Queen.
Yeah, of course you would.
And his exact words to me were, he finally beat her. He went and did a hit, and then went and jerked off and went to bed. Like
he's like, that's it. I need to do everything to de-stress, and then I need to knock myself the fuck out. I understand. All right. And thank you for sharing that information, because that's hilarious.
If you want to make it more PG, you can cut that. But
No. There's no fucking way, dude. I press E for explicit every single time I upload, just in case. There's no way to get called out. Okay. So I'll call him.
I don't see why he wouldn't like the game. Like, if he just gave it a bit more chance. I actually don't know how far into the game he got, but yeah.
I'm not sure either, but we'll ask. All right.
Yeah.
The phone's being dialed now. I wonder if he'll pick up.
It's not too late.
Yeah. If he doesn't, then...
Hey, what's up?
Hey, you're on the show. I'm here with Darren as well. I've got a question for you, if you could answer.
Yeah, what
Simple question. Why are you sexist?
Huh?
Why are you sexist?
Why am I sexist? I'm not. Why?
Oh, okay, good. All right, now then next question. In one sentence or less, why do you hate female lead characters?
Because they suck. Woohoo!
I knew you'd fucking say that.
When have I ever said that? You know, I've been watching a show called Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I know, that's what I brought that up.
I hate female lead characters. Like, I don't.
No, see, I brought it up. No, sorry, I didn't bring it up. Fucking Dazz brought it up.
I didn't say those exact words, but...
Josh, I think you're kind of retarded, bro.
Bro, no. Why do you say things like that? That's
I think you're trying to slander me.
Wait, why are you being so ableist, man? That's not cool.
Bro, this guy. No, wait, who says that Darren said it? Why are you saying that, Darren? Why are you saying that about me, huh?
Nah,
we were
talking about how you're not a fan of like Horizon Zero Dawn or The Last of Us Part 2 or God of War for some reason. But more wide.
For the record, Last of Us Part 2 sucks. Horizon, it's just a contrarian thing, more or less, right now, because everyone loves it. I'm like, I don't know, is it really that good? But, and what was the last thing you said?
No. It just had two questions here.
No, God of War.
God of War.
The new God of War.
God of War, I didn't know Kratos was a woman. No, the new God of War, I just don't like the fact that like Kratos should be more assertive or whatever, but yeah, I mean, it's I guess
I know we've put you on the spot here a bit.
A little bit.
It was just a coincidence where you just happen to hate games with female leads or like female focus or that kind of thing.
I mean,
well, how about this? I'll give you a week, and you can bring these claims up on the show next time if you want to like properly.
Claims and assertions back up this slander, Darren. Or I'll see you next
It's not
time
that
on
we
the
believe
next
you hate it.
episode.
It's more. Sorry, Moss.
God damn, I already made a mental note. I'll censor the cut. Yeah.
Okay, but it's more that we feel like you would actually enjoy these games if you gave it more of a chance.
Yeah.
Especially God of War.
Well, The Last of Us Part 2 I played almost all the way through, and it was a slog, and it was bad. So, that game, not so much. Maybe Horizon.
Horizon, that's the one we want to go to. So when you listen to the episode, we'll have some points.
From what I've seen, it's like, I don't know. But I do have the game, so I could probably play it.
All right, good. Well, how about I set you the homework of play that game for a couple hours?
Sure.
All right, cool.
And if you want, just focus on story. You don't have to do side missions.
Yeah, because I believe you can play through just story, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do whatever I want to do.
I know.
And Moss, my only selling point for the new God of War is you get to kill 9 women.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I guess it works. I guess it works out.
All right, I'll let you go, man. Continue whatever you're doing.
All right, man. Yeah.
All right.
Well, instead of Kratos fucking women, he's killing them.
Yeah.
Well, that's a big change of pace. Maybe I'm not the sexist. Maybe Kratos is.
Nah, bro. How can he be sexist? Nah. He kills everyone equally.
No, not true.
Yeah. 100% true.
No,
Yeah.
He didn't kill Aphrodite, now did he?
I don't think so. No, actually, no. It's good. You caught me there.
Exactly, stupid. All right.
I have to hang up before you make another good point. Actually.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Okay,
All right. Thanks.
bye.
See ya. I knew at some point he was gonna scream. I fucking knew it. That's all right. Let me make a quick note. The phone call.
140.
Yeah. Oh, look. I've got timestamps here throughout the whole lot, so I'll be listening to this whole section going through to beep. Yeah.
Is there a way to like have the audio produce a transcript?
I know there's AI out there that will listen to words and they'll put it into some sort of transcript, but
Because that would be the strat. If you could do that, you could see every time it says Moss's name.
Yeah.
And then you could just edit.
That's true, actually. That's right. The time code thing works. This is a real producer thing where I'm trying to do it at the same time. If I had the live studio audience member do this, but that's further down the line. But that's okay. Nah, that was good. That was a good little segment there, I think. Good fucking chat there. Let me see. Let me go back to some notes so that we can move on to another topic. Unless you want to keep talking about games.
I don't mind. I love a lot of games, and I could talk about them for hours too.
Oh yeah, I know. We have talked about.
Do you want to circle back to the Hitman thing?
Since
we're here.
Yeah. Okay, so we watched a clip before we started in the pre-show. Actually, there's a section of recorded audio where we watched a bit that I may or may not release for a long time. It just exists, right? Where we were watching the levels Colorado. If you're familiar with Hitman, it's in the first Hitman game, isn't it? So first Hitman game, level called Colorado. It's got 4 targets and. Basically, it's hated in the community, but by nature of how the level's designed, and speedrunners will go through the Hitman games. They're
notorious for speedrunners.
Yes, it's notorious. And when you watch them, they're so good. I don't know. Do you watch many speedruns with different games? Or?
Yes, I went down the rabbit hole, and Hitman was one. Trackmania is another.
Trackmania?
Trackmania.
Oh, Trackmania. I was like, what the fuck is Trackmania? Okay.
Those are the 2 biggest ones I've watched, but I've also seen like some other random ones, like like Tomb Raider and like some of the other ones too. But yeah. But those 2 are the big ones that I follow. But yeah, this was funny because I know Josh is a big fan of the Hitman series, and I honestly thought about just like recording the speedrun myself and showing it to him and being like, yo, look what I did.
Oh, no, bullshit. I would have called you out on your bullshit.
Just to piss him off?
Yeah. No. I would have gone, hey, no, that's fine. You Googled how to do that. There's no way. But that also would have been a good bit.
Yeah, it would have been funny. And I thought about it, but I was like, nah, I gotta just show them the original clip. I was literally, because I saw this particular clip yesterday after I got home, and I was like, fuck, I got like 10 hours. Like, could I pull this off before the podcast tomorrow?
Actually, no, because the nature of the speed run is having the magnifier. Yeah.
That was the issue for me, is I didn't have all the the things you need to start the level with.
The more that you play, the more different items that you unlock. And I think to actually get that magnifier, you have to play the
You actually have to play Colorado and get the mastery of it, don't you?
Is it? No. I don't think it's Colorado. I think it's the sniper missions.
Oh, okay.
Because they unlock the sniper and their upgrades.
Yeah.
And they are hard. Those ones you have to fully master.
Yeah. But yeah, this was a fun rabbit hole to go down. The exact words that the guy I watched described it was, speedrunners have found the best ways to dismantle Hitman levels. They basically just torture the creators.
Because the shit that we see, it's like, how do you even think of that?
It's unbelievable.
So the speed run, it was what the steps were like: putting a briefcase down and then putting a muffin on top to get 1 centimeter or 1 inch of height to be able to see where to hit.
Yeah,
and it was fucked.
It was crazy to even like the mental process to think, because he's sniping from across the map basically, so he can see the line of sight he needs to take the shot, but he had to figure out how to get himself in that position. And it just so happened that in this case, on the ground level, you can't like see over the fence quite fully. So someone figured out to put a briefcase and then put the muffin to give you just enough height to look over this fence for the shot.
Yeah.
And then just exploiting some of the game mechanics of the game as well. But it was incredible to watch. Like I've played these games and it's taken me like an hour and a half to complete a level sometimes.
Oh yeah.
And these guys are doing it in a minute. Sorry.
Yeah. But it probably took them hours to figure out how to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I love because I remember I saw this video and then I saw another one where the developers of the game were reacting to some of the speedruns. And they just were blown away. They were just like, fuck, that was like, 3 months of work and they just finished it in 1 minute. They did the level.
But to make something that takes one person X amount of time and another person Y amount of time to do it, but it's still the same thing, that's still impressive.
Yeah, it is. And I shared with Josh, one of the developers, talking about making the second game, where they like had made a level like to make it as difficult as possible to do the silent only, suit only challenges, basically. And
the silent assassin suit only.
That one, yep.
Yes, yeah.
And one of the developers like, how are they going to do it? There's no way they're going to be able to do the silent assassin suit only on this map.
Yeah.
And the older like developer was just like, nope.
Don't say things like that.
The speedrunners will figure it out. Like,
they'll do it. They'll got it.
They always find a way. And
it's fucking bullshit, dude. Actually, imagine hiring a speedrunner just to make the level like just for like initial development. That'd be a pro strategy on them.
Yeah. But it's crazy because they're designing actually it's a problem for all game developers. Like people always find bugs and exploits and things in the game, but you can't always plan for it because you got a deadline and you got budgets and stuff. But yeah, it's just funny like seeing the reaction to that, and it's just like they will always find a way. Like
yes. Quick sidebar: Luch has gone. Hey, he's gonna order the HSPs.
Yes.
We're ordering food now. 7:45, so it's gonna be some time. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Your usual order?
Usual's fine. Yep.
Is that
so? Chicken.
Yep.
Barbecue, chili, garlic. Yep.
Hang on, I'm gonna tell him to enter the studio because we're in a studio.
That's cool.
So that we can sort out the order. This is funny. This is the second time we've done this. We should enter.
You can just make a clip of every time people enter the studio unannounced, and you just stitch all the audio together.
I'm telling him to enter.
You should, because you should just record everything and just edit it out. But I know you're too lazy to do that.
Well, no, it's not too lazy. It's a lot of effort. I mean, to go into the. Dude, okay, so you know how I was having problems with Vegas 16?
Yeah.
So to fix the problem that I was having with episode 4, which was the one with Moss and Just Tom, I had to go into Vegas to do it. Yeah. So like the thing that was causing me all the grief with all the YouTube videos from previous, I had to go back to that to be able to do it. Yeah, thanks for knocking. Yes, so Dazz, what's your order for the food? Do you want to write this down? As well, because you're a waiter, and I've
already put the order through. That's how good of a waiter I am.
So you already know what the order is? What did you go for down?
Whatever.
Barbecue, sweet chili, garlic.
Yeah,
but no extra cheese.
That's fine.
Okay, and mine is...
Barbecue, sweet chili, garlic, no cheese at all.
Bro, how dare you?
2 Sunkist and a creaming soda.
Done. Easy, no worries. Alright.
See?
Cheers.
Best waiter ever.
Best waiter ever. Yep. Fantastic. He doesn't know that it wasn't your order. Because you wanted the chicken. But that's alright. Yeah.
It's all good.
It's all good.
Personal preference, but all good.
And also, it's free food, so...
Yeah, I'm not complaining.
Oh, that's good. Actually, yeah, episode 2 ended. There's a part of audio that I edited out where wait, maybe the door closing. The door closing's in there, but Moss screams. Like, I'll show you the raw footage.
To most people that would sound weird, but it's just normal.
No, it is. Yeah, bro. You know when he drinks, he improves. There's plenty of good stories there, but I don't know, I'll check back with him what can and can't be disclosed.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, bro. Okay, so Hitman, right? Speedrunning.
Yeah.
I'll play the different stories because you know how it's structured about how you can play like this, play it like that. I'll go back and complete those and try to do the masteries in that, but I think the furthest I've ever gotten is mastery level 17 out of 20 on a single level.
Okay, that's pretty decent. Yeah.
It's good. it's hard, man. But the fact that you can, because I'm on break currently, I could comfortably go back to it 6 months from now, right?
Yeah.
And I'll play through the entire 1 to 3, and it'll all be different from every other time that I've played.
Yeah.
Again. Yeah. That's how good the Hitman games are.
Yeah.
It's the replayability.
Yeah,
but
it really
we
is.
We should have some competitions in Hitman, I think.
Yeah, I'm down, yeah.
Okay, if you're currently playing it, I'll reinstall it.
I was playing it before you picked me up today.
Oh shit, really? Fantastic.
Yes, and then when you were like, "Why are you watching Hitman on YouTube?" And I'm like, "No reason."
Like, okay, all right, fair. I'm seeing the connective tissue. Fantastic.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, good. A public Hitman challenge. All right. Well, then next time you appear on, we can do an update on that.
Definitely, yeah.
Fantastic.
Some of these, the thing is with some of these speedruns is like I just didn't know you could do the things they were doing. Like I didn't know like just shooting the chandelier just made it fall.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought like you had to actually shoot the chain of the chandelier.
Yeah.
Like not just any part of the chandelier. Like he shot a light bulb in the video and it made the chandelier fall.
Wait. Oh, I thought you meant you had to shoot the chain.
That's what I thought you had to do.
Oh, so you can actually shoot anywhere.
Anywhere on the chandelier causes it to fall.
Well, fuck! I just learned something.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I didn't know that. Like I just assumed it was like more literal. Like shooting the. Like, obviously, yeah, shooting the tractor causes it to leak gasoline, but I wasn't sure if, like, shooting just the gas tank caused it, or if you had to shoot, like, you can just shoot anywhere.
So, with the sniper, you can shoot anywhere on the...
That's interesting. Okay, so yeah.
But I'm asking, is it?
I don't know. I haven't tested it out.
Because the guy was aiming very specifically.
Yeah, and for the car, he shot the gas tank of the car, which set it up to be destroyed when he shot the engine again.
Right, so maybe it's about where you shoot as well. So you'd have to do some experimenting there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Bro, this would be so uninteresting for anyone who doesn't play the fucking game. But you know what? Bad luck. It's my show. I can do what I want.
Yes. Oh yeah, just using the pistol to just shoot cameras left, right, and center.
Yeah.
I always used to just avoid the cameras. I didn't realize you could just take them out. Like.
Yeah. No. I knew that you could take them out. Doesn't it? It says in different.
I always thought you just had to go erase the footage if you ever got spotted, or just take different parts.
So then you'd have to figure out where the camera footage is. That what you were doing? You were going out of your way to figure out where.
So say I came up to a door and I saw a camera above it. Yeah. I basically would just avoid the camera, like I'd walk around it or take a different path.
That's a good personal challenge.
But I didn't know. That's the thing. I thought that's why the game took me 1.5 hours to do a level. Like I'm playing so differently. Well, or I don't worry about the cameras.
Yeah.
And I just get seen, but I go erase the footage, and that led to some weird moments in the security rooms.
Like, hey guys, I'm here to erase my crimes. Yeah. That might be.
Yeah, because you can blend in the security room, but if they see you destroying the evidence, they're like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
Oh, bro, that's good. It's fucking good.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Now, I might have to actually make the second episode a special episode where it goes over an hour. Because otherwise, if I get into a topic, we have to wrap it up in 5 minutes. It's so tough. Unless, all right? We've got half an hour until HSPs get here. 3 episodes! I'm just saying. What do you feel like doing? Because what you do
I'm trying to think of the topics I still have left to
bro,
talk about.
I've got a whole list.
And I reckon we can easily do another 2 hours.
I know. Save it for more, because what you do is, if you end on a good note, it's way better for when you come back.
Alright, how about I end it with the stuff the current event stuff where it makes sense in a few episodes.
Okay, because it fit into your random hearings?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Random hearings, let's go.
So just random stuff that you've heard like over the last few days and stuff.
Yep. I kind of did that at the end of the last episode, actually.
Yeah?
They were all those screenshots from tweets. They were from the past week, where I was like, okay, I know when you're coming on.
Yeah.
I'll, block that. So I've already done it. So this is all you now.
Okay, sweet. So I love like economics and like learning about like the world and stuff like that. Right, but it's funny to see when it starts applying to your everyday life.
Okay, yes.
So we talked a little bit about... sorry, excuse me.
No, you're right.
Josh and I I was telling Josh about how I watched this really good guy, Johnny Harris, and how he was talking about how the people who profited from the Afghan war, and unbelievably, friggin' Congress members of the United States government are allowed to invest into defense companies. The same defense companies that are fighting the wars for them, like sending personnel, like equipment and stuff. And these
Why did you use this as a 5-minute topic? Like, we could have been talking about this for like 20 minutes. You gotta wrap this shit up now. Or we gotta like really quickly gloss over it.
That's what I'm planning to do. Just quickly gloss over
Just quickly gloss over it then.
But
Okay.
basically, yeah, these people have millions of dollars in shares in some of these companies, and they're the same people that are advocating for the country to go to war or not, and making decisions, and they're literally directly profiting from their actions.
This sounds like, all right, so Lucia and I have this joke, all right? Every time we're like, hey, can we get money from Centrelink? Okay, we go here. Where's the button that says, give me money? Press the button. That's what they're doing.
Yep.
They're pressing the give me money button.
Yep, exactly.
That's so fucking good.
It blew my mind that these are the people that are in your government,
Yeah.
and they represent your best interests.
Yeah. And right, hear me out, right? And their best deposit into their wallet. Like that's
And
exactly
it's
what
hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And it's not isolated. There's like 47 members of Congress that have actual
On both sides.
On both sides of
Yeah.
the parties that have investments in defense companies that are directly profiting from the war.
Bro, so it's like it's not even the red team's doing it. No, it's red.
No,
and blue.
yeah.
It's everyone.
Exactly. So that was this will segue into the next one.
Yes, all right, go quick.
some more market manipulation.
You got 2 minutes.
So, as I mentioned before, I watch anime on Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
Now, there's a direct competitor of Crunchyroll is a company called Funimation.
Okay.
Now, basically, the market between them is split where Crunchyroll has 55% of the market.
Yes.
And Funimation has 39%, which
Okay.
I'm showing Josh at the moment.
Okay, I can
The
see it,
remaining
Yep.
share of the market is like 4% for Netflix and like 2% for High Dive, which is another streaming service.
Yes,
Right?
I'm looking at a pie chart, by the way, which I will not be putting into anywhere in the show. This is
Not
just
necessarily.
for me.
You get the idea. Basically, Crunchyroll and Funimation have like almost like over 90% of the
Yes.
market. Okay. Now, Sony owns Funimation, and they just bought Crunchyroll.
Which means that one company.
Owns 90% of the market.
Okay, that's fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they got investigated in the US for monopolistic behavior and stuff like that, basically because of this sale. And they were like, "Can we let the sale through? Because if they do, they're going to own so much of the market." Now, here's the thing. This is just for anime. Like, it's not all streaming services. Like, this is very niche. Like, these two companies are specialized in anime from Japan, and the rights that come with them. Okay. Now, the government did their investigation into this thing. They saw this pie chart basically, and were like, "Yeah, sounds good." They let the sale go through. What the fuck? Yeah, that was the exact reaction of all the people that watch anime, because they're seeing this chart and they're like, they literally have a monopoly now on the market. Like.
And there's no way to undo it. That's it. It's done.
That's it. It's done. Now, we're just concerned because, you know, if you're a monopoly, you can do some dodgy shit. So we're just
absolutely.
hoping they act in good faith and it's not a complete clusterfuck.
Bro, you're
for
putting
them.
your hopes
Yeah.
in a company, man. That's
Yeah, and it's Sony as well.
so, yeah.
But yeah, basically, the only good thing to this is like all the animes are going to end up on one place now, so it's less annoying to have to go to different services for different animes. But yeah, I'm just hoping it doesn't go really weird.
I think so. I'm not a consumer of anime, but any sort of monopoly I see, it's like, no.
And I'm guessing the government's argument was like, "Oh no, there's like Netflix, Prime Video, Disney Plus. They could all show anime, but they choose not to because that's not the market they're going for."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And see, I'm not a fan of monopolies, any sort of monopoly in general, even the board game. I don't like the monopoly. It's my least favorite board game. I love board games. I don't like Monopoly. So this is a red flag for me. That's why. And so. This is my official stance. I'm boycotting all anime. I'm never going to watch anything ever again.
It's not their fault.
Not too bad. That's it. That's how the companies want to do it. That's how I'm responding. And I urge everyone to boycott all anime forever until they solve this.
Fuck you, Josh.
And that's where it's going to end. Fuck you and fuck anime.